Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Milk Diaries. But it really isn't just any other episode. Today is an important episode for me, so important, in fact, that I asked my executive producer and partner in crime, Justin, to come on the show. Say hello, Justin.
Hello, everybody. So I got out of the back room just for this. And Robin, can you believe that this is actually happening right now?
I'm scared. I can't even express how excited I am. That's why I'm having some trouble talking. Today is just a really big show today. We've invited fans from all over the world. We've had like big content creators.
Nepal, Malaysia, US, big content creators from TikTok.
But today eclipses.
But this is on top of the list. Yeah.
Why is that, Justin?
Because Robin, we just invited the very person behind the BL series who inspired this very podcast. The BL series where we got our name, Pink Milk Diaries. If that's not big enough, I don't know what is.
Yeah. What else could be big enough? I think we might get hired as hype men after this. I'm just kidding. So we are honored and enthralled to have on the show Lit Samajarn, the director of Sotus S, my engineer, and upcoming Meow Ears Up. Say hi, Lit.
Hi everyone. Hi. Okay. When you say about me, it really make me like excited. Okay, I'm really excited to talk to everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. We have a tradition here on the of asking our guests who their favorite BL actor is, who their all-time favorite BL series is, and the BL series that you're currently watching. So what's your favorite BL actor?
For the actors, I can say that Krist, he's an artist on my series Sotus. Yes. Wow. Because that's the number one, and the second one I can say is Singto Prasya. He is the Tongkop in my series, because like when I work with a lot of actors, and I realized that this both actor very talented, you know, he is a very good with actor, and he has like discipline.
Wow.
All the Krist Singto fans of listening to our podcast were like, oh!
Yeah, all of our guests were so excited that this is going to happen. How about your all-time favorite BL series?
Okay. and I don't want to say it, but you know, for me, I also like love my work. I love the Sotus, the first one, because it's my first time for direct the BL series. It's my first time, and it's got like famous. It's go around the world. That make me become as I am as today. Yeah, that's what is my favorite.
I don't think there's any shame in like pushing your work and loving your work. Actually, well, one of the ideas that we're trying to push on the Pink Milk Diaries is that people should love themselves and what they do, especially if they're part of the LGBT community. So like, yeah, totally. And actually, Sotus is one of my favorites too. Actually, right now it is my favorite because I've been watching it so much right now. So thank you for your gift to us.
Okay, let me say something, because like when I talk about Sotus, and then right now it's already had been like 5 years ago. When I go back to watch it, I see a lot of mistakes. I mean, for me, I see a lot of mistakes. But you know, I feel like the mistake is very important for me and for everyone, because mistake is make us learn yeah, we learn from our mistakes. Yeah, I think it's very important. Just
Yes,
like you
happy
said,
fifth.
yeah.
Yes, happy fifth anniversary to Sotus.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
all of
Lit.
our
Congratulations.
guests are clapping and cheering.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what, Lit? You know what, Lit? I have a lot of friends from all over the world who I met through the podcast, and all of them like post something on Instagram on your when was that? Is it 2019 or 20th? Was that August? Which date is the fifth anniversary of Sotas? Really? August 20 or
Yes,
18?
just like past like a few days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, a few days
August
ago.
20.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and it's all over my Instagram feed, and it was like that's how big Sotus is. 5 years later, it's still celebrated. And I would just like to say congratulations to you and to all and to the team.
Yeah,
Yes,
congratulations
yeah.
to you and the team for Sotus.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there a BL series that you're currently watching?
Right now I'm watching just for like can I say like just for like reference? Reference means like I have to watch it to see like how the BL series. Yeah. Oh my God, I don't know the English name. In Thailand is Paraction. Just give me a second, just for a second. Let me search for the online. Yes, because
Yeah. Take your time. Totally.
I told Sunset about you.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we just did an episode actually on I Told Sunset About You, and it's beautiful.
Yes. It's beautiful, and then like this one is just like can I say like the leader of the BL series right now in Thailand. Yeah, because the production is very good, the picture is very good, the actor, the sound, everything is like perfect. Yeah. I
It's
watch
like
it.
And
like
Bilkin is good as well.
a bunch of different movies. Yeah. Yeah, like each
Yes.
episode. Yeah. I guess we've got some questions for you today.
Okay.
We've got some questions that Justin and I thought up, and also we got some listeners and fans of yours that have sent us questions to ask you. So, I mean, just from what we've talked about so far, like I'm from the U.S. And Justin is from the Philippines. So we already know just from that your work is that it has reached an international audience. You've reached people in the U.S., Philippines, Nepal, Malaysia. I mean, how does that make you feel? Are you aware that your work, has reached that?
Okay. For me, I wasn't aware of it at the beginning, but after I got a lot of messages from Facebook and I saw many comments on YouTube, that's what I just like realized that, oh my God, there's many people around the world watching so that at that time I just aware, and it really impressed me. Also, I really appreciate being here to talk to every people that's watch my series. Yeah, it's very happy. Yes.
Awesome.
Lit,
Yes.
the person who influenced me into watching Sodas is your friends, and they were telling me this is a super great BL series, and imagine how many countries. That's how big it is. That's why we had this first question. But when you first found out, so you were like, you're not aware at first. When you first found out that your work has reached this international level of audience, how does that make you feel?
Okay. This question is quite hard to explain, but I will try to like metaphor, to metaphor because I want everyone to see a picture. Okay. So here is the situation. At the first, you want to open the restaurant. This is your first restaurant. You build everything little by little. No one has ever tasted your food. You think about it. No one. has ever tasted your food, including yourself, because you don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, and many people think that it's just a small business. It's not going to last long. Because at 5 years ago, you think about the BL series, it's very small series, and no one like focus on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after I finished the restaurant, the first day, there are just a few customers. Some of them say your food is delicious, and some of them don't say anything. So that you don't know it's good or bad, because it's just the first day. And then the next one, I mean, for me, for the first day, I just focus on like my food. I just want to make a food good as I can. So I feel okay. It's not good, not bad. Yeah. And then the next day, your customer increases. It's more like 10 people. Now, what you feel? You feel like happy, right? It's good. Yeah. I got like more customer. Yeah. And then the next day, the following day, hundreds of people come to your restaurant. It panicked you. You didn't prepare anything for this event. That keep you like busy for whole day, like the long day. However, when you see many customers smile and receive a lot of compliments, and your tiredness has disappeared. That happened on the Sotus episode 3. Because the Sotus episode 3 reached #1 on Twitter trend in Thailand. And that's what like I'm go crazy. Yeah, I remember on that day, I reading all the comments until the morning of the next day. Like reading the comment on the Twitter, because it's a lot. It's like more than 1,000 comments, and everyone talk about Sotus, everyone talk about the episode, talk about the scene, and read it. I read it and smile and go to bed with a big smile. It's unbelievable. I don't know how I want to express this to everyone. Yeah.
Wow, that was that was a really good way of explaining it, because it gave me like an insight into how you like really felt while that was happening.
Because you didn't expect anything. You just make a food that you love it. You make a food and then everyone love your food. Yes.
What amazes me is that knowing that this is your first BL project.
Yes.
It amazes me.
It's really like it stood the test of time. Like there have been a lot of really good BLs, but I think a lot of BLs that have been made are still eclipsed by Sotus. They're still like they're still not as good as Sotus.
Exactly.
It's a series that I watch over and over again. It really is.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and go ahead, Justin.
I know we're not just saying this because you're our guest, but if you listen to our podcast, we always say that Sotus is our favorite, that we always mention about Sotus, a clip or a part of Sotus. Whenever our friends ask us our favorite, Sotus is always part of it. That is the reason why I'm just saying it to our listeners, just to have a glimpse. When Lit showed up to our Zoom meeting, I was like, oh my gosh, calm down. Do not make a fool of yourself. Do not be such a fangirl.
We were both very giddy. We were like, ooh, like, oh no, we do. Yeah, this is so exciting. Yeah, so Sotus is considered like a pillar of series worldwide. I think like you didn't like after Sotus, like before Sotus, like you said, there weren't many BLs. Now there's this explosion of BLs, and it's because of Sotus, right?
Everywhere.
Yeah, as far as we're concerned, Justin and I are concerned, none of the BL series we're watching right now would happen if Sotus wasn't filmed and directed in the first place. So what was it like conceptualizing it? Were you expecting the Thai audience to be that accepting?
Okay. Thank you for bringing up Sotus as a pillar in the BoyLove series world. Very, thank you so much. I'm very proud to hear that. And there were not as many as BoyLove series back then. Yeah. And at that time, when you try something new, it can be considered as a bet, as a bet. You can win or you can lose. But I think Sotus didn't win the bet, but Sotus won the hearts of the audience. You know what it means? Yeah. The Sotus can won the hearts of the audience. That makes Sotus, yeah. And then I think the Sotus can be a pillar. It's not because of the series alone, but it was made possible by a group of fans who support one another. A fan who support one another. I have to thank all of the Sotus fans that made Sotus become what it is today. With everyone vote and support, that has the power to change the world. I mean, as you said that right now we have a lot of BL series because of the fans like come together and make like a big wave. Yeah. Can I say that like big wave to change the world? Yeah. And you guys make the big wave. Yeah. I would rather say that Pula is fans. For me, it's like it's like all the fans like support the Sotus.
Yeah.
The Pula is the fans. Yeah. You inspire many. Yeah.
I feel like Lit. Yeah, I feel like Lit is talking to me personally, and I feel like, oh yeah.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love what you're saying about, what people are doing has the power to change the world. Like you said, like people made it trend on Twitter. I mean, of course, like it has to do with the series because everybody loved the series, which is why they did that. But also without their action, more people couldn't hear about it. And I think it's really important that people feel like they have the power to change the world. And I think that's why people watch BL series, right? That's why people watch Sotus. It empowers us, we do Pink Milk Diaries because of that, because we want to talk about BL series and how it can relate to real people in the world. We actually like pretty in depth talking about our, for example, my experience as a gay man or whatever. So we also talk about how BL series relate to the LGBTQIA plus community. What inspired you to accept projects like Sotus and other BLs and My Engineer and
Okay. For me, my personally, I like the movie and series that can change our society. Yeah. When you watch a movie and it can change your mind and it can change like people's mind, that's the movie that I want to make. Yeah. And the series about equality of love without borders, without race or gender is a key topic in our society right now. Yeah. And we should educate and inform people in order for them to understand more. So I want people to open their minds and understand the diversity of love. Everyone has the right to the love they desire and to live happily together in society. That's why I want to like make the series about love that I say like without borders. Yes.
Yeah, that's and that has actually inspired other BL series following Sotus too. I mean, you see a lot that genderless love or love between people is a big theme of that.
Yes.
And Thailand did a really great job like making BL series known throughout the world. Sotus made this happen in Thailand, but and internationally, honestly, at least GMM TV. Is it really that good in Thailand? Are most people accepting of the LGBTQ community?
Okay, let me say this. So that built a reputation at that time in Thailand. I mean, like 5 years ago. Yeah. But many people have never watched Sotus and refuse to watch this series. You know what I mean? They refuse to watch it because they think that it's like gay series is the not for normal. Even you think about some family, they don't want their child, they don't want the children to watch it. Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, right? Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Even though Thailand and many countries are starting to open up, there are still many who close their mind. That's a lot. Yeah. People start to hear and when the Sotus air, I mean like Sotus like show up on the TV, people start to hear about Sotus and BoyLove series. You know, they can hear it, they know it. Yeah, there is a series about BoyLove. The actors Krist and Singto show up in advertising and appear in the media very often during that time, which make many people get used to BoyLove actors and feel more comfortable with LGBTQ and plus. You know, when you get like comfortable and you hear it every day, that start to open their mind. That's what like and feel good that right now they know that a lot of BoyLove series around you, so they can accept it. Yes.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
what, yeah.
yeah, no, absolutely. Like there's a way that these things just kind of saturate society. They
Yeah.
get soaked into what people are thinking and
Yes,
feeling,
yes, yes.
and it opens their minds and their hearts. And they may not even realize it while it's happening, but the fact that it's
Yes.
out there, you know, creates it creates, and it's a positive because there's so many negative like ideas that people have about the LGBT community. But when you see like a positive kind of beautiful depiction of a love between men, that can make people open their hearts and go, okay, maybe I was wrong. You know, these negative ideas are not true.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what we do here too. Like I started watching BLs because for my entire life, I've been watching straight people be in love. And I thought that I just didn't like romance in media. And it actually, I watched BLs first. I saw Together first, but then I saw Sotus shortly after that. And
Okay.
for me, it spoke to a place in my heart that wasn't like filled. It was like an empty space that I didn't know was there. And I thought just watching like other genres like fantasy or science fiction or something like that, because I didn't like romance. But that wasn't true. It was because I had never seen like a depiction of gay people in a positive way or in a way that not somehow influenced by homophobia. So yeah, like, yeah, totally, 100%.
Yes, yes, yes.
Get that.
So I think right now like people like change a little by little in the good way. Yeah, and in Thailand, a lot of people open their mind for the LGBTQ and plus. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so like there are LGBTQ fans too. But on that note, like one of the ongoing things that people talk about BL is that they feel as if it's just made for a female audience. What do you think about that?
Yeah, yes. So you can say that the series BL series that make for female audience, but isn't 100% correct. Like I said, most like for if I say most men like action movies made for men. That's because of the research of the majority of the population. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like action movie is for men. Yeah, and then the BoyLove series itself show that the majority of viewers are women. Just show on the research. So if you are going to cook food for the majority, you would like to choose like favor it for the majority. for the BoyLove series is currently attracting a more diverse audience. So that taste must be cooked to suit all gender and age now. Right now it's changed. You have to make the food for everyone. So now I'm not sure who's majority of BoyLove series viewers are. So right now I'm not sure about the majority of the viewers. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure either, because I see people like I'm on TikTok a lot. I spend a lot of my time on TikTok, and I see people from like all over the world. There are some people from like Iran,
Yes.
who are making videos
Yeah.
on BL. And I think, it's gone beyond even the LGBTQ community.
Yes.
It's gone to people who feel like they need to feel accepted, or they want to see more love in society. It doesn't really matter what your sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter if you're a woman. Like, I really like that you're extending the metaphor too, and you're keeping it, because I think it's actually a really accurate way for people to understand in their minds. I love that. I love that metaphor. It's interesting too, because like, it's almost like it's not a trend, but I want to say, like, it's like when a certain food becomes really popular, a lot of people want to try it.
Yes.
Yeah, and so when people are starting to see like BL on their Twitter feed or on their IG feed or wherever they see it, they're gonna go, "What is that?" Like, and then they're gonna look at.
Let's try it.
Yeah, let's try it out. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So on a little bit of a different note, you have directed 3 BL so far, right? And you're in the process of directing another one, right? Amongst all the characters you've written or directed, who can you actually relate to the most?
Okay. For me, Kong Pop from the Sotus. Kong Pop is the first character I feel related to, because I once had a first year student who went through the Sotus system. Yeah, I went through the Sotus system like Kong Pop. My team and I did not reject the Sotus system in the first place. On the other hand, I have idea that we want to challenge and want to learn more about the Sotus system. And in Thailand right now, the Sotus system is already like, can I say like disappear?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cancelled.
because like, it's like, it's canceled because it's not good for this generation. It's the school, the university is changed a lot. But at that time, and for me, like, 10 years ago that I was in the university, I mean, like, I graduated for like 10 years already. Yeah, but when I filming the Sotus, I still relate to the Kong Pop character. Yeah. And yeah. And so Kong Pop is therefore like a representative for me and for most people who want to respond to the system. And also another character is a new character from a new series, Meow Ears Up, that I'm currently directed. Yeah, that I'm currently directing. He is an artist who share many similarity, who share many common things with me as well.
Wow! Hearing you say that makes me anticipate and want to watch this new series that you're working on.
Thank you.
So I'm very excited. Like, I try to keep track of like the different BLs that are coming out. Actually, at this point, it's becoming a little overwhelming. There are a lot of them all over the world coming, that are coming out. But that's one I'm definitely going to have my eye on. I'm super excited.
Of course.
And you can see, in Singto's acting. You can see the passion that's coming through the writing and in his acting. But you can see the passion that's coming through.
I can see through you.
Yeah,
I can see through you, Robin. Lit.
Yes.
Just a background. Robin and I do have opposite bias when it comes to the actors. For example, it's Bright and Win. I'm more of a Bright. He's more of a Win. When it comes to Krist Singto, I'm more of a Krist, and he is more of Singto. He likes Singto more. I like Krist more. So when he heard you say Kong Bob, I saw his face light up, and I was like, okay. And yeah, you will hear it all throughout this podcast. You will hear a lot of his comments about Singto. So I need to this may be one of the questions that we have a lot here.
Maybe I lost everyone.
I know you didn't. Hello, am I still here?
Hello.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
Go
back.
ahead,
I'm back.
Robin.
I see you. Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah, keep on asking the question, Justin. Or would you? I'll ask. Okay. So, amongst all the BL actors you've worked with, who is your favorite and why?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say this. Krist and Singto are my favorite actors. They both have great chemistry. You know, they both have to combine together. If they separate, this chemistry is not what I love it. Yeah, they both have a great chemistry. It has its own unique style and way of performance. There will be an unexpected new ingredient whenever they interact. Krist is a genius actor who remembers the line quickly and change the character rapidly. You know, Krist is just genius, very talented. Yeah, that's what he is. And while Singto is diligent, well prepared, highly focused, and disciplined. You know, they're both of each side. They both have its own style. But they complete each other. Yeah, they complete each other until it's become a perfect job. That's what I love. They both. Yes.
Yeah, and you can see that on the screen.
Lit.
Yes.
I feel like this podcast episode will blow up because of what you just said. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I like Krist even more right now.
I like Singto even more right now. So so is there interesting following the line of kind of the series you directed and some information that you've just told us that we're very excited about. Is there an interesting story or an anecdote you can tell us about working with actors on set while filming Sotus S, or My Engineer?
Okay. And for me, I'm gonna tell a story about My Engineer because it's not that long time. For the Sotus, it's very long. So I lost some story on that. But before I tell the story, I'm gonna say this. The vital thing for being an actor is practice. Practice is very important. An actor is and sport guy. How to say the sport guy? Athlete. How to say that?
Yeah. Athlete.
And athlete. And I'm no different from a coach. So we have workshop to encourage the actors to feel confidence and to reduce anxiety. And to reduce anxiety before filming. So when it comes to the filming, the actors will be able to act normally. Act naturally. Also, there is no tense atmosphere working with me, only fun and relax. So that I want every people to have fun on the filming day. So in case of my engineer, there was a very new actor who had never performed before. Never.
Wow.
This happened in the first scene on the first day of filming. This actor had to enter the scene. But as the team was about to say action, I heard a strange sound coming from my earphone. Yeah, a strange sound from my earphone. It was constant, like toop, 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 and very loud in my ear, in my earphone. So I had to stop filming and to find what it was. What happened? What happened to the to my earphone or something wrong? And so it turned out that it was the sound of the new actor heartbeat. The sound of the new actor heartbeat. He was so excited. So the heartbeat is like louder, very loud. And you put like wireless, microphone, the small wireless, in like very close to your chest.
Yeah.
Something like that, very close to your chest. And then the sound of the heartbeat is loud enough to get into the microphone. So it's me like I had to stop filming and walk to talk to him that, okay, relax. I'm gonna do the rehearsal about 3 to 4 times to make you like comfortable with the set and everything. Yes. And after that, he like relax, and then we can start filming normally. Yeah. So it's
That's
yeah.
I'm such a cinephile. I have this great appreciation to directors, and so I do research on directors, and I feel is that your personal way of directing? Is that your style of directing, wherein you make everyone the set as comfortable as they are?
Yes. Because I think I don't know this is a good way or bad way for the production, because most of the production team, they want everyone to focus on their work. Yeah, they don't want like any relax. They don't want any like fun stuff. They just want like keep concentrate and very serious what their work. But for me, I think I don't want that. I want everyone to smile and wake up in the morning and want to go to work. Yeah, that is very important to every crew. For me, I have to wake up at like 4 a.m. in the morning and go to the location before 6 a.m. in the morning. So I have to wake up very early. And then when you finish, the filming is around like 10 p.m. at night. So it's very
long hours.
Yeah, it's very long hour and so like exhausted. And the next day you have to go to work. If you hate your work, if you feel like it's very bad to go to work, so it's very fake. I mean, like it's affect to the picture, it affect to the series that I'm filming. Yeah, that's why I want everyone to be happy and see my series. If you see it, my series will have a lot of positive energy on the picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
I was just about to tell you that, because I love I love watching behind the scenes of Sotus and some clips of it. But here's the thing. Even the actors who are there, who were, for example, Krist of Singto, Gunsmell, they're still close friends up until now, and that says a lot about Sotus. I was asked by Robin. Robin asked me this question: what do you feel about Sotus becoming, when we were recording for our episode for Sotus, he asked me, what do you feel that it feels like the prequel of everything? Like we saw off there as Bright, is it right? Yeah, as Bright. We saw Gunsmile. Gunsmile was there. Krist was there. Singto was there. A lot of the stars that we are watching right now were super big. Started with Sotus, and how do you feel about that? Sorry if I add a question to our
Oh,
lineup.
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, you mean like when the actor feel comfortable and then they become friends. Also, they become like my friend as well. So we can talk, we can understand, and of course we how I can say, we exchange our thought, we exchange our opinion. So now I can understand what they feel, and for me, I can say that I become an adult people, but for the teenage, sometimes I don't understand them.
Yeah.
But for me, I want to understand what the teenage think about everything. I love to talk with the actor. I love to talk with the teenage. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And it reflects on your work, to be
does.
honest. Like, yeah, we can feel how light how light Sotus is by just watching it, and it reflects on your work.
And it makes us feel light. You know, watching these series, especially right now when the world is a little bit dark, you can help us feel light. And that lightness, we take that with us wherever we go, and we can create some lightness too, which is the great thing about these series. So what really inspired you? What really led you to working on film production? Why did you start doing that? We want to know.
Okay. I have to tell, like, I have loved watching movies since I was a kid. Yeah, I went through the theater. I can't remember what is my age, but the first movie that I have watched is E.T. I don't know. Yeah, the E.T. from directed by Steven Spielberg, the original one.
Wow, love that.
The original one is like 1980 something. I can't remember.
Yeah. I remember watching that as a child.
Yeah. I love watching movie, and then I cry a lot when the ET leave the earth. I cry a lot. So I love watching movie. I love art. I love drawing. I love listening to story from my father. Story from my dad and from other people. Those passions all together make me love the art of storytelling. The art of storytelling, which is the movie. When I grew up, I want to become a storyteller, known as a film director. The passion led me to a career in the film production. That's what I want to become. A director.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you must love it a lot in order to show up at 6 a.m. and get everything and work throughout the day and be like the one who coaches everybody, to keep on going, and wrap everything up at the end of the day. You must have a lot of passion for that. And it definitely shows.
Yes. It's really it reflects on your work if you love your job. Just to add on what Robin said earlier about having that light energy coming from your work, Lit. I work for the COVID team of my country, so it's really stressful, and watching Sotus was like, I mean, it relieves me from a lot of things. So I just really wanted to say thank you personally for that. Next question, Robin.
All right. So in line of what you've done, like all of your work, including Sotus and everything, what do you consider your best work to date?
Okay, what I consider my best work today. If you have asked this question 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said Sotus. But if you ask me now, which work is the best at the moment, I will answer that the work that I'm filming right now is the Meow Ears Up and Love Mechanics. They have to be my best. They have to be my best work right now. Yeah, I want it to be like my best. Yes.
Wow. You want to like put all of your energy and your passion into that?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I really want to watch Meow Ears Up. I have a lot of anticipation. I'm very excited. So I can't wait to see that.
Yes.
Okay.
I will
I hope
watch
it's gonna
it
be
as
done
well.
like next year. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
awesome. So yeah, I like, see, I'm someone who loves to like anticipate things, who loves to wait for things coming. I'm very impatient, but like I like to wait. And I like to be able to look forward to something. So it's cool, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. And thank you so much.
When the director of Sotus said that this one is better, I have to believe him.
Yeah.
I mean, I have such high regards to Sotus. So yeah, all of us right here on Together podcast will definitely wait for that Meow Ears Up, right?
Yeah. So we're done with the questions that we've asked. And now we have some questions from our Together podcast friends. And who are your
Wait,
fans?
Robert. Wait. Before.
Okay.
Before we proceed, Lit, after this podcast episode, can we call you our friend?
Yes, of course, you can.
Yay!
Yes.
We are very good friend right here. Yes. I'm gonna put that on my resume.
Friend.
I'm just kidding.
You're friend with the Sotus director.
Yes, I am friends with my good friend Lit. I'm gonna tell our listeners. You know what our good friend Lit just said. By the way, okay, but I'll take this one. Because I have been. It's Lit. It's super rare that I don't get to like talk a lot on our episode, but I'm super like drawn because I'm talkative personally, and because I'm listening to your answers, I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit this one out because I am learning a lot about Lit, my favorite director, and Sotus, and my favorite actors. But our Together podcast friends from all over the world do have their questions, and I'm gonna read the first one. It's coming from Jumar. He is from the Philippines, just like me. Hi, Pilit. First of all, congratulations on the massive success of Sotus and Sotus as it really paved the way for more mainstream BLs to watch and recognized by a wider audience. That is why and will always be an iconic BL series. When I first watched Sotus, the first few episodes felt dragging to me, felt so slow-paced for me until I finished the whole series, and I loved it. And slowly pacing actually made sense. I am part Artit and Kongbop journey. The pacing somehow made me a part of their journey. But what was that really intentional? Was it really intended to be slow paced in the first few episodes? And then he said, P.S. I don't know. I'm gonna let you answer it before I read this P.S. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it was the intention to tell a story like that. From the written script, the story began with how Ajit and Gongpop wanted to challenge each other, not because they had a love interest in each other. Then the good feeling developed gradually until they feel more love that had not yet been realized. However, we cannot tell the story like that anymore, for now. This story is like slow pacing is like 5 years ago. But right now, we cannot tell the story like that anymore because many people will feel that the pace is too slow. The first episode, is required to stimulate the audience. Yeah, when you see like a lot of series, the first episode, you have to feel like it's like stimulate you. Yeah, it stimulate the audience. There must be something that attacks the audience attention. This depend and but this depend on the preference of each viewer. But for me, I can say that when I want to write a script, when I talk to the investor want the first episode to be like hit to the audience. You know what I mean? Yeah, the first episode is very important. If you love
Yes,
it,
yes.
you will keep watching. But if you don't
Yeah.
like it, you change to another. Yeah, you change to another series. That's the first episode.
Lose interest.
lose
Interest.
interest.
Yeah.
But the Sotus is like as I told you, first episode, second episode, it's very quiet for the Sotus. But for the third one, yeah, for the episode 3, it's got number 1 on the Twitter. Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's a like very slow place. Yeah.
It picked up very quickly. And like, I watched the first episode for Sotus, the first like 2 episodes, and I liked it. Like, there was nothing wrong with it, but I was like, what do I do? And then everybody kept on saying, it's really good. It's really good. You should watch it. It's really good. So I picked up the 3rd episode and I was like, this is really good. And I kept on watching the whole thing. But it started, like everybody says that it starts really slow. I think on some level though, that it's better that way, because I think like people right now are too focused on just jumping on like whatever's interesting instead of making a story build like that, instead of like having patience and I think it's important to have patience. I think it's important to let a story tell itself. And that's the reason, you know, I always give a series like 3-4 episodes to really get going. And so this, like, I wanted to watch it. So
Yeah.
I think Robin, you are a good audience. You are a good audience, but right now, all like teenage or maybe about like the teenage.
It's a generation.
They cannot,
thing.
they cannot keep their focus. Yeah, they change their focus very quickly.
I feel like it has a lot to do with technology. You have apps like TikTok and social media and stuff like that that are making people like.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question, but with your ongoing series right now, are you adapting to it? I mean, it's not slow-paced anymore.
Yeah, I'm adapting. Yeah, I change the pacing because as I told you, maybe I mean like sometimes the investor want it, you know. But for me, I change because of the audience. Yeah, the audience change. I have to change. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but
Next question.
but Jumar still has a PS.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's still Jumar's. It's still Jumar's. He has a PS because he's gonna kill me if I didn't read this one. Hi, Jumar. It says PS. I will never forget the Artit and Kombok breakup in Sotus S. Same. Yeah, I have the same feeling. Episode 12. I cried so hard. It was the first BL series that made me cry like a river. Both Singto and Krist are great actors. I love them. Can you share how sweet they are to each other during filming? I think everyone who's listening to it would like to know about this.
Okay. I'm gonna tell the detail of this scene, the scene that you told. I mean, the Juma said. I would like to share about acting in the scene where you cry. When we filmed first, we took a wide shot, which would see the whole locations and all characters, but couldn't see the small details. Actors didn't have to cry for real. And when this shot was complete, we moved the camera closer to see the expression. You know, we moved the camera to closer, so we can see the expression, eyes, teardrops, and every detail of the actor face, which we will take them one by one. Mhm. This time, Singto asked to take a shot first because he has been in the mood for a long time. What the two actors did before the shooting was hugging each other. They hug each other, expressing concern for each other and supporting each other. Then, when the hug was over, Chris walked away. Walk away. You mean walk away. It was like leaving Singto out there all alone. Yeah. And we let the actor feel that really happened after we got the shot. After we got the shot we need, then it was a Chris' turn. They did the same thing. Singto go hug Chris. Yeah, they did the same thing. They hug each other, then walk away, giving Chris a feeling of farewell. Then began crying. It means like Chris is like really crying. I mean, real crying. Because they walk away from each other. Yeah, and after me say like cut, that's a good shot, that's a good scene. They both each other go to hug each other again and say that you are good. It's very good, Chris. It's very good, Singto. Okay, keep going. That's how they complete each other. Yeah, it's very good. And then I'm gonna say this for another series, but it's not mine. When actors hate each other, when the actors hate each other, but in front of the camera, they have to act that they love each other. The chemical between them is very it's totally unreal.
Yeah.
This chemical. Yeah, this chemical, I cannot direct it. You know what I mean? I cannot direct this chemical. They both have to build it. Yeah, by themselves. Yeah, and Chris and Singto, they build it by themselves. Yeah, that's what I want to share.
Oh dear gosh. Yes, I agree with what you said, that you cannot fake chemistry, and it comes from caring for each other.
Yes.
You know what? You're really a good storyteller, Lit, because as you were telling us, I could just imagine what's happening on the set. I remember exactly your white shot. Yeah, oh my gosh, I remember. It's rewinding in my head. That's how great of a storyteller you are, Lit.
Okay.
Robin, can you read the next question from our Together podcast friend?
Yeah, our next question is from Katrine in the Philippines. Love Katrine. So what makes PRT's character so different from the male leads of other BL series like Theory of Love, Dark Blue Kiss, Together the series, and the likes of those?
Okay. First of all, the characters and the actor share a lot of things in common. I mean, between Chris and PRT, they share a lot of things in common because Chris was in a real hazing team when he was studying in the university. So he got into the role well. Yeah, he understands this role very well. And then the next reason is this character is a mixture of fierce and cute personality. Yeah. He had to be very aggressive person, but in another way, he has to be very cute person. It's contradiction of the character. Yeah, and you have to be aggressive, but you drink pink milk like that. Yeah, and then also his name in Thailand, his nickname for P artist is called Ai Un. That means very warm heart. In Thailand we call ai un. For the aggressive person, and your nickname is mean like very warm heart is like contrast, contradiction as well.
Contrast.
So this so this thing that make the character stand out. Yes.
Yes. You know what? That is maybe the reason why I fell in love with I fell in love with the character of Artit, because you can't read him. Like, he has this wall. And I think Krist portrayed it really well. Like, it's really hard to like balance, as you said, balance the warmth and this super macho guy who's the leader of the hazing team. It's really hard. And I think that's like amazing for you to like be able to show that complexity.
Okay. There is another question from our friend AD from California. She said, why is it you didn't put any spicy scene on Sotus?
Okay.
Oh,
That's a good question. Okay, let's be like metaphor about this thing again. Okay, it's similar. Yeah. It's similar to the food that I use as an example. Some people enjoy spicy food while others do not. So that is a mildly flavored food that is not overly spicy. It's just like mildly food. So this allows the audience to gradually taste other flavors as well, and does not let the spicy taste overpower the other deliciousness. You know what I mean? Sometimes for some series you have like very spicy scene because you want that scene to like pop up, but for another story it's like less important because of the very spicy scene, like quiz, like like sex scene, like make love scene. Sometimes it destroy another story. For example, like friendship, or maybe like some development of the relationship. Kind of those things. For the director, you have to balance between the spicy scene and then the another taste, another recipe. Some kind of that.
Yeah,
I love your metaphors.
Yeah, me too. I think that's a
metaphors.
really important point, because we always talk about here on Pink Milk Diaries how BL is not just about the love interests. And stories, like we're talking about being a storyteller. Stories are not just or they will film people exercising, or you'll learn to not be so angry or stressed out, something like that. And stories teach us things, and I think it's important not to just focus on sex, which is just like something that our minds default to because we're human, and we like that. But like, 100%, like,
Practically, BL stories are love stories. As one of our guests actually said, that BL stories are the community's version of fairy tales. So I think I like the metaphor Lit use, that not everyone likes spicy food. Maybe their definition of a love stories are, as you said, good friendship, or caring for each other, or having each other's back. And that's that's an amazing take on that, Lit. But I like the question, AD. Like you said it's for
it's a good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. And she asks really good questions like that a lot, actually. If she joins, we have these Instagram lives where we talk about BL, and she'll join and she'll just like talk about that too. So that's cool.
Okay.
So our next question is from Saint in the US.
Yay! Hi, Saint.
Yeah, Saint was a guest on our episode where we went over, speaking of spicy BLs, Dark Blue Kiss. Spicy not because of sex, but it's a different kind of spicy. So his first question is, what was the best thing about filming the shows?
Okay, the best thing about filming the show. So I learned the story of life through the characters, through other people's stories, love, bonds, struggles, and losses. Those all happen in movie, but in real life, I would not have seen anything like that, but I learned and understood them by filming because of this, so that I can, began to develop more tenderness and a better understanding of others. I learned from other characters. That's a good thing. I love my career because of this thing. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point. One of my favorite authors actually talked about how he would write books, and he would consider the characters. And like sometimes in his books, terrible things would happen to the characters, right? But then he would feel terrible as he was writing it because he would feel like he's doing this to this person that he has in his mind, right? He's like punishing that person, and this is a really good person, and he feels bad for him. So like stories can teach us to empathize with other people, to feel emotions that other people feel, and develop that faculty, that ability to empathize with others. And I think that is probably the most important thing that stories can teach us. So the next question that Saint asks is, what is one memorable scene that you liked to film and would do it again?
Okay. There are many good memorable scenes, and I would love to remember them that way. I won't go back to film them again. So, it's already happened. So I'm happy with that. But in some bad memorable scenes, some bad memorable scenes, they are often the scene where unexpected accident occur, such as a real explosion on the set. I have been there. The real explosion on the set and sparks.
Which series is this?
Yeah, and the sparks, the fire, the sparks fly into the actor face.
Wow.
Yeah. In my case, the actor was taken to the hospital, and it's very bad for me. I mean, I feel bad because it's the accident. Yeah. So for example, for another one, is the scene about the child has to drown in the river. A little girl drowned in the scene. Yeah. We almost kill her because her really drowned, but fortunately the security guy, was able to save her in the time.
Wow.
So if I could go back, I would have managed to shoot more carefully. But nothing go bad, but I just feel I should have been done it better, in the better way. Yes.
Wow. It's really interesting that in bad scenes that bad things tend to happen. That's really
yeah. You have to very be careful. Yes.
Can I just point out, I mean, throughout the show, Lit has been telling us that when I look back, I should have done this. I should have done this better. That's a really good character of Lit, right, Robin? Wherein he looks back on a certain project, a certain memory, and then he gets he takes the lesson to it and then apply it on his current situation.
And that is also maybe why he thinks that his best work yet is his recent one, right? Because
Yeah.
he adapted all the mistakes he think he did, and then managed to like put it on work and make things better, not just for his project himself, but also for the people he's working with. And I really admire Let for that.
Yeah, for learning from your mistakes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, totally. That's important to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. There
We
is.
have another question. Is it another question? Is it Matt's
It's
turn,
from Saint.
Robin?
Yeah, another question from Saint. So
All right.
it's what was one challenge in filming and you learned from it when you film other shows?
Okay. For this learning, I have learned it like just a couple years ago. Okay, I'm gonna try to explain this. If you have a successful TV series, if you have it, and you stick with it, still be proud of it, it will be the trap that keeps you from improving yourself. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like a trap that keeps you because you're still proud of it. Yeah, you think that it's the best work for me. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it will trap and keep you from improving yourself. So I learned how to overcome myself. The new job has to be better than the old one. I have to develop myself to be better than yesterday and to be better than the new generation. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the new generation, because the new generation is very smart and full of energy. They're really full of energy. I have an example. One of my friend kids, he is a boy and just only 8 years old, just 8 years old. But he knows how to do a stop motion. You know, he knows how to do a stop motion by using an iPad and the clay. Yeah, you know, when I was 8, I still crying and then pee on my pants. But now they can make like a short film with the stop motion. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So I mean, like I admire the new generation. They learn a lot very fast. Yes.
Yes.
Wow, that's so cool.
What we can do as the older generation. I want to put quote unquote on that because I do not accept the term old.
Yeah.
Older generation is to not stop learning. Yeah. I have that mentality as well, Lit. Like, for example, I need to always read, I need to always study about vaccines, about COVID, because that's my line of work. And when the new employees come in, they, as you said, they pick up better. They're better in technology, and so we have to keep up by not resting on our laurels and not like thinking we're older, we're seniors.
Yeah.
We have this successful project. Yeah, we have certificates or whatever. Yeah, I really like this.
I like what you said about. Oh, go ahead.
No.
I like what you said about learning to overcome yourself. I think that's really important because if we don't self-reflect, if we don't look at what we've done, like at the end of the night sometimes, and I'm not great at it, but I will look back on my day and I will say, what was the mistake that I made today? And I'll look over the situations in my day. And there's always a lot of them. But so, and sometimes I find myself making the same mistake over and over and over again. But it's, it's still important to do that. And you really are overcoming yourself because it's who you've been. Because if you don't self-reflect, it's really hard to catch yourself in the moment.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I like what you said.
Okay.
We're learning a lot. I'm learning a lot from Lit on life principles itself.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm kind of expecting that when I talk to Lit, I'm just gonna be a fangirl about his directing skills and stuff, but I'm learning a lot on how he sees life, and that says a lot of things about his work as well.
Yeah.
we have a really good friend, Matt. He is a BL content creator on TikTok. He is famous there. He has thousands of followers and great fan of BL series. And his question is, what is the biggest challenge in adapting BL novels into television?
Okay. I'll try to explain this. Novel storytelling is very different from the visual storytelling. Adapting a novel into a screenplay requires an understanding of cinematic methods. For example, in the novel, the voice in the head cannot be taken as a visual. You understand, right? Sometimes, like in the novel, they will talk in your head. It's just like voice in your head. This thing it cannot taken as a visual. So we have to adapt it to be an action, to be an act that you can see. Yeah, this is just like example. And another difficult thing is you have to respect the original novel. This is my like how to say, like I keep this thing in mind because I have to respect to the original novel. Then we have to keep the good things and combine something new without causing damage to the original story. You can't just change anything to suit your life. You just change anything to suit your liking. As you may know, script writing is just like a dominoes. If one falls, it will affect many others. Adaptation must be made with caution.
Yes.
Okay, so this thing I tell my writer a lot. If you use the story from the novel, respect it. If you change it so much, why don't you write the new one yourself? Right? I send it to the writer. If you change it a lot, just write it yourself. Don't use it. Because a lot of
based on your research, you're also the screenwriter of Sotus. Are we right?
I mean, like I part of the team, but not the leader of writer.
Okay.
Cool. But you're part of the screenwriters of Sotus.
Yes.
I like what you said about if you're going to change a lot, then why not write your own, like a new one, right?
Yeah, why don't you write a new one? I mean, I'm gonna share when I was in the US, I was studying the film with a friend from European. I mean, no, he's not from the European, he's from the Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one of the project, we have to make a short film. The short film is long, about like 5 minutes. It's like a 5 minutes long. And we want to use a song from Beethoven. If I'm not wrong, the song from the Beethoven. And this song is long, about like 7 minutes. We want to cut the song into the 5 minutes. This is a big argument in the classroom because one of my friends said, you cannot change the masterpiece of this world. It's 7 minutes. It has to be 7 minutes. You cannot change it to 5 minutes. It's just like you destroy the artist. At that time, I feel like, oh my God, this is what the respect means. Yeah.
Yes, it's
I understand
Beethoven.
that. Yeah, it's Beethoven. So all the class think, okay, maybe we change to another song. We don't use the masterpiece, the Beethoven song is like very important. So we change to another song. Yeah, just so this kind of learning, I bring it to use to my work. I mean, bring it to use to my work, that we have to respect the original one.
You have to teach somewhere. Like, please do. You have to teach. You have to teach a class or two. I mean, the world needs someone, filmmakers like you, right, Robin?
Yeah,
Am I making
100%.
sense here?
Yeah,
I
because
would sign up. I would
I'm
really
learning.
sign up to your class.
Yeah, I would in a heartbeat. I'm learning a lot right now. I feel like we're having a class right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a good way, not in like a
Yes.
class right now. You're like, oh, I'm learning. I'm excited. Yeah, totally.
Thank you.
Just a follow. I
Yeah.
have a follow-up question.
Mm.
What if in 10 or 15 years or so, someone decided to do a remake of Sotus?
Okay.
What are you expecting from that remake?
If can I say this in two ways? If you want to adapt it, it's just like you have Sotus inspiring you to do a new story. I think that way you can write a new story, and maybe you can use the name of the character, but in the another way. Yeah, because as I told you, the Sotus system right now is like it disappear.
Cancel.
Maybe it's cancer. Maybe like in 10 years you don't even understand what it is. You know what is a Sotus? Why they still do that? Yeah, you will get confused about the character. I think they should change it.
Yes. Just to add up to that, one of the biggest struggles that we have as international fans, when we first heard about Sotus, what is this? What is this about?
I asked, what is a Sotus? Like, what is a Sotus? What is that?
And I was like thinking maybe it's an English word or a Thai word, but it's not really making sense to me. And then after that, here's the thing, Lit. Thai BL series with a title that international people cannot understand at the first glance without doing research got this much attention from international audience. Well, right now, all of the BL series do have English titles wherein you can already understand what is happening there. I'm going to use one of your work, My Engineer. So it's something about engineering, right? So, I mean, when international fans were like, what the hell is Sotus? I mean, it's not 20 years from now.
Yeah, and we
but
kept
right
on
now,
watching.
you can even recite the Sotus by heart.
Yeah. That just tells you how good it is, right? Because we kept on watching. We didn't know what it was, but we enjoyed it so much that we kept on watching, and we made it famous. We got other people to watch it too. So it's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine that PR, the artist is like, Krist Singto is like saying what Sotus means to the first years, and all the audience were like, okay, now we're also learning about Sotus. I mean, we're learning together with Kongbok while we're watching it. Okay, so that's what it means. So as this version, okay, now we get it. So unlike the Thai audience who already know what Sotus is, international fans like us has to learn with Kongbok in his face. So yeah. Robin, sorry, for our last question from Together Podcast Friends.
So our last question is from Rose Davis, also from the US. First of all, she's like, oh my gosh, like she's very excited, just as excited, if maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, she's very excited anyway. And she said, okay, how do you decide your next project? What are the criteria for a project to be picked up?
Okay. What I decide for my next project. So I will choose the project that create a new style of storytelling. the project that brings an opportunity to make me grow up, like make me grow, develop myself more, or take me to the place I have never been. Yeah. Just like when you say about, okay, Lit, do you want to make this series? I will talk about the storyline. If still in the same place, I will say that, okay, maybe you should talk to another director, because
Yeah.
if talk to me, I'm gonna do the same thing that I used to do.
Yeah.
I want to do the movie that bring me to another place. Yeah, and that make me grow up, and maybe like some character that I don't know. As I told you, the character will teach me. I learn a lot from a character. Yeah. So now, So now I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to work with foreigners or work abroad, so that I can step out of my comfort zone and explore a new world. Yeah, this is very like, this is my wish. This is my wish that, okay, I'm gonna go out of this country. I'm gonna go out of this comfort zone, because I had to learn like the another country, the another world. I mean, like another side of the world. Yeah, I
Lit,
want to.
when
Yes.
is the auditions? You
Yeah.
said you when is the auditions? I'm gonna prepare for that.
Yeah.
Just tell
we have
us
to start
when and
practicing.
where.
Yeah. But I'm still looking for it.
Yeah. Well, we are anticipating that. What I really like what you said, which is kind of like counterintuitive, like it goes against what maybe people would naturally want to do, is to take on a challenge, right? Is to take on something that you maybe are not necessarily, like, take on something that helps you grow rather than something you're already good at.
Already did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's really important. I think that's very important, because a lot of people.
Yeah, I want to challenge myself. Yeah, I want to challenge myself in every project that I work with. Yeah. Or maybe, to like create something new, or maybe do something like very, can I say, like innovation in the movie. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's where all the good stuff happens, is when you're taking on something new, you're growing, and something that people haven't seen before is produced. If you just go with what, like you were saying earlier, you have to overcome yourself. If you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, eventually people are going to stop listening. And I think that that's a really important point. I just wanted to highlight that. Like if I could tell anyone that I what I've learned from recording this episode, it would be to face your challenges and just put through. Like for me, I'm a naturally very introverted person. I don't like leaving my apartment. I don't like talking to people that I don't know, which is something that, being on this podcast has with Justin has really forced me to do, is to talk to new people and get better at talking to people. And so, so like for everybody out there who doubts themselves, just face your challenge. It doesn't matter if you fail once, just do it again. Yeah.
Yes. And I want to tell you that I have failed a lot before I become this way. Yeah, I failed a lot. And, one of my friends said, Lit, you cannot be a director. That word is very hurt, When I was in university, this word, I mean, like, can I say, like, put into my heart, and I said that, no, I'm gonna be a director someday. Yeah, maybe the hurt feeling can like push you. Yeah. If you can use it in a good way, the positive. I mean, for some negative thing, if you use it in a good way, it can push you into the positive way. Yeah.
Love it. Love that.
Yeah.
I super love that. Well, I admire you before we recorded this, but I admire you even more while
Thank you.
after this. I mean, seriously, I've learned a lot about how good of a person you are and how smart you are about everything. Lit, if you were to come here in the Philippines before I migrate to the US next year, you are very much welcome right here.
Okay.
And we have plans. We have plans to go to Thailand, and as we go there to Thailand, okay, Robin, let's text our good friend Lit. Let's
Yes,
meet
yes,
him.
Yeah.
Yes. You're
Okay.
gonna see a bunch of foreigners waiting outside GMM TV waiting for Krist, Singto, and Brighton Win. That's how big your projects are in our little community. Lit,
Okay.
we are super, super thankful for your time, and I still can't believe it. We're almost done recording, and I'm still.
Yeah.
Is this really happening? I mean,
Yeah.
seriously.
Still disbelief.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
You
you.
have-
Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you for having me too.
everybody, this is our very good friend Lit for Milk Diaries. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Robin. Thank you,
ขอบ
Justin.
คุณค่ะ
Okay. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you.